This is Blackie's first time jumping out of a plane, although he only had 6 months to live. But in the end, he gave in. He was still kicked down, and the rich man happily rolled his head and followed him out. As a result, they exchanged words in the air. Blackie opened his parachute early out of fear. On the other hand, the rich man has already landed in the danger zone, but did not open the parachute, scared the instructor behind him half to death. Luckily, both of them landed safely. They successfully fulfilled their first wish. Then the tycoon started to fulfill his next wish, a tattoo. But Blackie refused to hear about it, because he felt that the rich man was desecrating his body. But the rich man laughed at him. He's about to die. He was dying, and he still had to be so particular about it. Then the tycoon bought Blackie's favorite sports car. The two of them changed into racing suits. They raced on the track. Old Blackie laughed so much, he even smashed the tycoon's car to pieces. Then they started traveling around the world. They came to a picturesque city. They ate the most expensive caviar in the finest restaurants. During the conversation, Blackie learned that the tycoon had a daughter, but the daughter was married to an abusive man. The tycoon had his son-in-law beaten to death. Since then, the daughter never saw her husband again. The tycoon thought he had done nothing wrong, but her daughter cut off her relationship with him. So Blackie took out a list of hospitals. He added a wish for the tycoon to make up with his daughter, but the tycoon was furious. He took the list and crossed out the wish. So Blackie got up and went to the restroom. Unexpectedly, his chest catheter broke. It was bleeding. The rich man felt very guilty. At that moment, he suddenly received a call from Blackie's wife. She hoped that Mr. Fu could bring him back here. In his last days, she wanted Blackie to spend time with his family. So the tycoon began to persuade Blackie to end the trip. But Blackie refused to do so. The reason was because he had been busy with his family all his life. And this time he wanted to live for himself. And then, they went to Africa. They experienced the forests in their natural habitat. And to Egypt, just to see the spectacular pyramids. And the last stop, they traveled to China, to see the Great Wall of China. And then to the foothills of the Himalayas. One of Blackie's last wishes was to reach the peak of the Virgin Mary. But unfortunately, at this time of the year, the winds were already blowing. It won't stop until next spring. But Blackie only had half a year left to live. It seems that this last wish will be a regret. In the evening, they ate at a top restaurant. At that moment, Blackie was suddenly approached by a beautiful woman. He offered to shake hands. She approached him for a chat. The two of them were chatting with each other. But at that moment, the beauty suddenly said,